Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will be discuss the modes of nutrition and bacteria. Modes of nutrition and bacteria. What does it mean by mode? Mode mean ways. Mode mean methods. By which methods the bacteria synthesize their food for survival, for growth and for reproduction, we will be discussed in this topic. Nutrition means a process in which the organism get their food is known as nutrition. In which the organisms get their food we known as nutrition. In this topic we will be discussed with detail that how the bacteria get the food for survival. There is the two main modes of mutation in bacteria. The one is autotrophic mode of nutrition. And the second is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic means any organism which synthesize their own food is known as autotrophic mode of nutrition. In case of we talk about in bacteria, some bacteria are autotrophic and some bacteria are heterotrophic. What does it mean by autotrophic? Those bacteria which synthesize their own food through photosynthesis, through chemosynthesis, we known as autotrophic mode of nutrition. Those bacteria which synthesize their own food simply is called as autotrophic bacteria. There is on the basis of autotrophic mode of nutrition, there is the two major classes in bacteria. ऑटोट्रॉपिक मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन की बुनियाद पे बैक्टीरिया के कितने क्लासेस है? तो द वन इज दोज बैक्टीरिया विच सिंथेसाइज देयर ओन फूड थ्रू फोटोसिंथेसिस इज नोन एज फोटोसिंथेटिक बैक्टीरिया. And those bacteria which synthesize their own food by the oxidation of chemicals we called as chemosynthetic bacteria. अजीब बात है. 9th और 10 में हम डिस्कस कर लेते हैं कि ऑटोट्रॉपिक वो ऑर्गेनिज्म होते जो अपने लिए खुराक तैयार कर देता है किस प्रोसेस के जरिए? फोटोसिंथेसिस. In this topic we will be also know that there is some types of bacteria they will autotrophic but it cannot run or it cannot perform the phenomena of photosynthesis. It will prepare food, their own food by the process of chemosynthesis. And those bacteria which prepare the food by the oxidation of chemicals, this type of bacteria we call this chemosynthetic photosynthetic bacteria. What is photosynthetic bacteria? Those bacteria which prepare the food by the process of photosynthesis, which prepare food through sunlight and chlorophyll, which those bacteria which prepared on food through photosynthesis. And you know very better what is photosynthesis. The process in which the green plants prepare their own food from carbon dioxide and water through sunlight and with the help of chlorophyll is known as photosynthesis. Are very simple, the conversion of light energy into chemical energy we called as photosynthesis. And bacteria, the photosynthesis, already you know what will be the reactant of photosynthesis? Yes, carbon dioxide and water. In water, no. In case of bacteria, the source of hydrogens is come from the hydrogen sulfide H2S. बार बार MCQ हो जाता है कि बैक्टीरियल का जो फोटोसिंथेसिस है प्लांट की फोटोसिंथेसिस में कौन से पॉइंट पे डिफरेंट है? रिएक्टेंट में, इवन प्रोडक्ट्स में भी। रिएक्टेंट में प्लांट में भी कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड कंबाइन होता है और वाटर, लेकिन वाटर की जगह पे यहाँ पर कौन सा जो रिएक्टेंट रिप्लेस हुआ है? हाइड्रोजन सल्फाइड। ईटा के हवाले से बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात है। व्हेनेवर दिस carbon dioxide combined with hydrogen sulfide with the help of light. Why use? Because for photosynthesis the ultimate source of energy is light, and with the help of chlorophyll we called as chlorophyll of bacteria, simply we known as bacteriophile. When the carbon dioxide combined with the hydrogen sulfide, it will form what? It will form what will be the main goal of photosynthesis? To synthesize glucose or to synthesize energy. To synthesize glucose for the what? For the plant. C6H12O6, यहाँ पे कार्बन एक है, कार्बन 6 क्यों लिखा है? बैलेंस करो, 6 मोल ऑफ कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड चाहिए। इन केस ऑफ फोटोसिंथेसिस में जब हम बात कर रहे थे कि फोटोसिंथेसिस में कितनी मॉलिक्यूल्स वाटर चाहिए, कितने मोल वाटर चाहिए? 12। यहाँ पे 12 मोल क्या चाहिए? क्योंकि जब आप हाइड्रोजन का तादाद देख कितना है? 12 चाहिए। प्लस जब रिएक्टेंट डिफरेंट होगा, कुछ प्रोडक्ट ज़रूर डिफरेंट बन जाएगा। सल्फर कितने मोल्स? 12 मोल, लाजमी बात, 12 मोल आपने ले लिया। प्लस क्या बनेगा? साइड प्रोडक्ट। जिस तरह फोटोसिंथेसिस में ऑक्सीजन, इन केस ऑफ बैक्टीरिया में ऑक्सीजन की सल्फर, और जो सल्फर प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है, दिस टाइप ऑफ बैक्टीरिया वी कॉल्ड एज सल्फर बैक्टीरिया. Sulfur bacteria is the chemosynthetic bacteria or photosynthetic bacteria is the photosynthetic bacteria. And those bacteria, try to pick this point, those bacteria which produce glucose and as well as oxygen, this type of bacteria we call as oxygenic bacteria, and the best example of oxygenic bacteria we called as cyanobacteria. And there is which type of bacteria perform this photosynthesis? Sulfur bacteria. And साथ ही water भी produce हो 6 mole. What is the chemosynthetic bacteria? Those bacteria which synthesize food from the oxidation of inorganic chemicals. those bacteria which synthesize food. In case of we talk about photosynthetic bacteria synthesize food through photosynthesis, synthesize food through chemosynthesis. And what does it mean by chemosynthesis? Through oxidation of what? Oxidation of inorganic chemicals. इनऑर्गेनिक केमिकल से क्या मुराद है? एक लिस्ट बना दो. अमोनियम भी है, अमोनिया भी है, NH3 भी है, नाइट्रेट्स भी है, नाइट्राइट भी है, एटसेट्रा. But the question is that how the chemosynthetic bacteria get energy through oxidation of inorganic chemicals. Inorganic chemicals, for example, yes, ammonium. Where is the chemosynthetic bacteria live? The chemosynthetic bacteria live in hydrosoil and especially in the soil. As we observe in hydrosoil, there is the special type of organisms is live. We called as what? We called as fishes. We called as the waste product of fishes is composed of ammonium as well as ammonia, and it will mix with the what? It will mix in the soil, and the soil of the aquatic environment we called as हाइड्रोसाइल. पानी का जो साइल है इसका क्या नाम है? हाइड्रोसाइल. In this chemosynthetic bacteria found in hydrosoil as well as in the subtropical soils also found. This NH4 ये एक inorganic chemical है, अमोनियम है. अमोनियम के साथ कंबाइन होता है ऑक्सीजन. कौन कंबाइन करेगा? एक बैक्टीरिया है. इस बैक्टीरिया का नाम है नाइट्रोबैक्टर एज वेल एज नाइट्रोमोनास. This bacteria combine oxygen with the inorganic chemical we called as ammonium with the help of enzyme. The enzyme come from the nitrobacter as well as nitromonas we called as nitrogenase enzyme. Enzyme come from where? From the soil? No, enzyme come from the nitrobacter, the cytoplasm of nitrobacter bacteria. As a result ऑक्सीजन ऐड होता है. ये प्रोसेस क्या है? We called as oxidation. What will happen? What will be the end product of oxidation? This oxidation performed by nitrogenase enzyme. Nitrogenase enzyme come from nitrobacter. As a result, this NH4 split into three parts. The number one we called as nitrates. In here you will focus how many moles of oxygen is the 2. कितना ऑक्सीजन नाइट्रेट्स के साथ है? 3 नाइट्रेट्स है. बाकी रह गया कितना ऑक्सीजन? 1. This one oxygen is formed in the form of water. How many hydrogen is left?
4.
How many hydrogen is left? 2. In here you will also found. मुझे पता नहीं है कि यहाँ पे ये नाइट्रोबैक्टर नाइट्रोमोनास जो बैक्टीरिया है इसको एनर्जी कैसे मिल गया. In photosynthetic bacteria as well as we will focus, it will get energy by the glycolysis of glucose. In here you will focus, यहाँ पे क्या होता है? Bonds break होता है. जो बॉन्ड ब्रेक होता है ऑक्सीडेशन के दौरान, a lot of energy is released, a lot of energy is released. ये एनर्जी इस्तेमाल कर देता है ये बैक्टीरिया अपने मेटाबॉलिज्म एक्टिविटीज के लिए. Once again, this nitrobacteria and nitromonas is the chemosynthetic bacteria, or especially this chemosynthetic bacteria is the type of autotrophic bacteria. It prepare food through oxidation of inorganic chemicals. We call this NH4, we call this NH3, we call this NO3, we call this NO2. How the chemosynthetic bacteria get energy? It will get energy through oxidation of inorganic chemicals, and this inorganic chemicals, whenever it will break down, there is a lot of energy released from the bonding. A lot of energy is stored in the bonding of ammonium ion. Whenever this ammonium ion break, a lot of energy released, and this energy is utilized by nitrobacter, and this nitrobacter survive easily. Other side, the second type of nutrition in case of bacteria we called as heterotrophic mode of nutrition. What does it mean by heterotrophic mode of nutrition? As the human is heterotrophic, as the human is heterotrophic, yes. Why? Because in my body they have no chlorophyll. In some bacteria their cytoplasm have no chlorophyll molecules, and they have no chloroplast. तो लाजमी बात है ये अटैक करेगा, फूड लेगा दूसरों से. The second type of mode of nutrition we called as what? Heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition, what does it mean? Bacteria which cannot synthesize their own food because the bacteria they have no chlorophyll. Those bacteria which cannot, yes, which cannot prepare their own food, this mechanism and this process we called as heterotrophic mode. जिस तरह हमने ऑटोट्रॉपिक मूड डिवाइड किया था कितने क्लासेस में? 2 क्लासेस में. How many classes of heterotrophic mode of bacteria? How many classes of heterotrophic bacteria? There is the 3 main classes of heterotrophic bacteria. Heterotrophic bacteria divide into 3 main classes. The number 1 we called as parasitic bacteria. The number 2 we called as sapropetic bacteria. The number 3, yes, we called as very good symbiotic bacteria. What is the major difference among the parasitic, sapropetic and symbiotic? Parasitic bacteria get food from other organisms. This sapropetic bacteria, it will get food from other organism. So what will be the main difference between parasitic and sapropetic?
Parasitic.
In case of parasitic, that organism must be living. And in case of sapropetic, the other organism, the host will be what? Will be dead. Just like a piece of wood we call as log, it is the dead. When the bacteria, yes, when the bacteria get food from the dead organism, this type of bacteria we called as what? This type of bacteria we called as which bacteria? Sapropetic bacteria, also called as saprobes, and also called as dead organism का तोड़फोड़ कर रहा है. So also we call इसका decomposition करे, we called as a decomposer bacteria. MCQs में बार बार आता है. And this sapropetic bacteria also called as a scavenger bacteria. Scavenger bacteria mean murdar khor. When a bacteria get the food from the living, and it will cause infection in this living system, as this bacteria is the sapropetic? No, this bacteria must be parasitic. This is the human body. And there is the most famous bacteria we called as Salmonella typhi. Salmonella typhi is the symbiotic bacteria. Sapropetic bacteria is parasitic bacteria. Parasitic because this Salmonella typhi live in the intestine of human beings and cause infection we called as, yes, we called as typhoid. पैरासिटिक बैक्टीरिया में हमने ये आवाज़ कर दिया कि पैरासिटिक बैक्टीरिया एक तो लिविंग पर अटैक कर रहे हैं और दूसरा लिविंग को डैमेज कर रहे हैं और तीसरे इस डैमेज, इस नुकसान की वजह से डिजीज पैदा होता है. व्हाट विल बी द सिम्बायोटिक बैक्टीरिया? These bacteria get food through, yes, mutual relationship or mutual interaction. Mutual relationship as well as living or the dead? Living, yes. And living, give some examples. In plants where? Leaves? No. In flowers? No. Shoots? No. Roots. This symbiotic bacteria found in which part of the plant? At the root system of the plants, and especially nodules of the roots. There is the bacteria is life. There is the most famous bacteria is life here we called as a rhizobium. Very good. This rhizobium, what will be the benefit of rhizobium for the plant? This rhizobium convert atmospheric nitrogen into plants available palm. It help in nitrogen, yes, fixation. Conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into plants available palm. Conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into nitrite, into nitrates, into ammonia, into ammoniamides with the help of bacteria we called as what? We called as nitrogen fixation. The benefit of rhizobium for the plant is provide nutrients for the plants, in which as a result the plants grow easily. What will be the benefit of plant for rhizobium? The plants provide us shelter, number one. The plant provides us nutrients. The plant give organic acids to the rhizobium. The plant provides us carbon to the rhizobium. Plants provide carbon. Plants provide organic acids to what? Yes, to bacteria, to rhizobium. And the plant provide shelter, panaga. Plant provide carbon to the rhizobium. Plant provide organic acid to the rhizobium. Plant provide shelter to the rhizobium. प्लांट भी फायदा देता है, राइजोबियम नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेशन ये भी फायदा देता है, दोनों एक ही इन्वायरमेंट में रहते हैं. दिस टाइप ऑफ फिनोमेना वी कॉल्ड एज सिम्बायोसिस एंड द बैक्टीरिया वी कॉल्ड एज सिम्बायोटिक बैक्टीरिया. MCQs. Rhizobium is the parasitic bacteria, sapropetic bacteria, symbiotic bacteria. Symbiotic bacteria. Very good. Any question?